gonna be together. This ain't no damn unity party with punks. This ain't no unity party with people who don't want the true liberation of black people. This ain't no unity party with betrayers and snitchers and hypocrites and weak-minded, weak-blooded, spineless black people. This ain't that kind of party. So you take your raggedy ass on home. But those who want liberation, those who want to see black people really free at last, you walk away from these punctified Negroes unless you unite the like-minded of us, whether we are Christians or Muslims or nationalists or agnostics or socialists. If we are like-minded on reparations and on justice for our people, we are brothers indeed. But a black face ain't gonna make you no brother today. Go ahead. We tired of these black-faced, white-hearted niggas. Go ahead, say that. Masquerading as though you love your people. We see you.
All right. Yeah. Let's go. Liberation Minded Media. And remember, like a couple videos ago, I told y'all that because of the progress we're making, we rub a lot of shoulders the wrong way. A lot of people are getting rubbed the wrong way. So as a result, something that we can continue to expect to see is that there's going to be white fragility being bothered. White supremacists, I'll put that in parentheses, quotes, they're bothered by the fact that we are codifying, recognizing our power and calling them out, and it's actually making waves. See, if it wasn't really getting any traction, people, they wouldn't mind so much. But the fact is, now we have the influence of the world, definitely the influence of the country, of the nation, but of the world. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a couple videos. One video I'm gonna show you, we're gonna walk through the Black Authority. I was watching them live today, and this white dude called up and he was just all kinds of aggy. Dude was bothered. He was out of control with it. And this is something that you see from the new black media. FBA, particularly in the new black media, they are listening to us. Believe me. Because we have not just like politicians who are trying to echo and trying to derail our conversations, especially when it comes to reparations. But we also have the media talking heads doing the same. And unfortunately, we have tethers and coons also joining in on this anti-FBA movement. So I'm going to show you that video. I'm going to show you a video and a couple clips from the Black Authorities video. And then we're going to pivot back to annihilation of this coon by the name of Taharka Bey. And I'm going to go back to a throwback video that I did like a year ago just to show you the similarities of how out of control and spastic they get. Understand something. Okay, so think about it like this. The LGBT agenda, right? Anytime we speak of agenda, you know it's an agenda when there can't be another viewpoint. There can't be an argument against it. There can't be a debate about it. There can't be any contrary evidence shown that is not in support of the particular agenda, right? And I say that because, you know, when it comes to this, the T's and all these other letters, you'll never see publicly a discussion about certain topics if you're not in support of what the agenda is. And this is exactly how these white supremacists operate. And this is exactly how these tethers and coons operate. When they have their platform, see, one thing about the new black media is we allow people with contrary points, if they don't agree with us, to call in, to tap into the stream, and we can have a conversation even if we don't agree. And because we allow that, a lot of times these trolls and haters will pull up. But when you're dealing with some of these other platforms, they don't allow that kind of conversation. If they do, they cut it off quick. Right? So anyway, let's go ahead and get to business, y'all. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and let's bring up, let me see how we want to do it. Like this. I like this. Do like this. Anyway, so this is like I said, a live stream from earlier. Credit goes to the Black Authority. Let me turn down this volume a little bit on this background. I just want you to see something. This is what I said. I told you guys before. This is going to continue to happen. They're going to keep trolling us. They're going to keep doing this. It's a good thing, because when they have to resort to trolling, that means they're losing. When they have to resort to only calling in or making these platforms where all they're doing is trying to disrespect us because they see the progress we're making. See, they're not doing anything, really. All they're trying to do is really derail us. All they're really doing is showing us how much bothered they are. But even like if you play video games, any brother out there, you play first person shooters, you know that when you're getting resistance, you're going the right way. So just look at it like that. Let's go.
Thank you very much for giving us a call. Now, let me get caller area code 901. You're on live with the Black Channel. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Well, hello, Jason Black. My name is Brian, calling out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay, Brian.
Don't be afraid.
Memphis, Tennessee. It's I guess it's might be fair or appropriate to point out that the birthplace of the Klan is Tennessee, by the way. So that means there's a stronghold of anti-black hatred, anti-FBA hatred there. And one thing they hate is the fact that not only are we starting to make progress like never before, but we're doing it without their assistance and without even wanting to want their assistance. See, they don't mind when we're scraping and scrambling and begging and wanting their approval. But when we isolate ourselves from them, it's like, you know what? We're better off without you. We got this. We can do this ourselves. They don't like that, because that's a sign of independence. That's a sign of self-empowerment that they can't take away. That's a sign that we don't need them. And they know with our potential, we're likely to surpass them. That's why they don't want the reparations to go through so bad. That's why they bombed all those towns. That's why we had the Reconstruction period after slavery, where the KKK actually was created in order to derail us and to destroy what we were building, because they seen the writing on the walls that if we continued to operate in that way, we're going to surpass them. But anyway.
Okay. Don't be afraid. I come in peace. I'm a grown man. Since you're a man, I'm not afraid of nothing, because I can't speak on your chat.
Interesting. He says he's not afraid. Like, okay.
Because I get blocked speech. So, if you don't mind, I have a question.
I'm pretty sure that I will mind, actually, but go ahead.
So why are you mocking Nazis? So you're a black Nazi occult, right? Let's talk about it.
Bam. We got to break this down slowly. So he just referred to the Black Authority and basically us. Remember, when these cats are attacking one of us, they're attacking all of us. They're not just attacking Tariq Nasheed. They're not just attacking Jason Black. They're not just attacking me or you or anyone else that's within this FBA new black media realm. It's by proxy they're attacking all of us. And this is a point I tried to make when they were attacking Farrakhan real heavy a few years ago. Because some people, they don't like Farrakhan because he's a Muslim. They don't like him because this and that, or whatever reason. Understand that when they're attacking a major figure or someone who has a lot of notoriety, influence, or visibility, it's not just about that person. When they went after Bill Cosby, it wasn't just about Bill Cosby. When they went after R. Kelly, it's not just about that individual. They're attacking us all by proxy. Understand that. So when he's saying that, oh, you're black Nazis, it's the same thing as saying FBA is a hate group. The audacity of us to have love for self and want to be amongst our own and make things happen the way every other ethnic group does. They don't do this when Chinese want to have their own areas or their own operations amongst themselves. They don't do that to Jews. They don't do that to anyone except us, because we're the threat that they know with the potential that we have for the future based on what we've done in the past. That to them it's dangerous to the status quo for us to get on some type of level to where we're able to create amongst ourselves.
Hello?
Okay, sir, all I can say
Hello?
is the fentanyl.
Oh,
is
okay. Go ahead and
strong.
justify it. Because you support black Nazi occult. This is what this is, people.
Okay,
Let it be known. Go ahead.
What is a black Nazi? What is a black Nazi occult? What is the black Nazi occult you're referring
black
to?
man fought to break black women in America and men and children. What have you supported in America in this nation, Jason Black? Huh?
I've supported
What?
justice.
Answer.
Wow.
And y'all want reparations. Let's speak now.
Look at that. They're listen to the anger of this dude. Or he's losing it. Dude is spastic. He's upset. We're a hate group, and you want reparations. What have you done for? We built this country. What the fuck you mean? What have we done? You know what the hell we've done. It's not a secret. But just the very idea, and especially poor white trailer trash from bumfuck Tennessee somewhere. Last thing he wants, some uppity niggers getting a hold of some money, not needing them, and surpassing them economically and socially. That's why they don't want that reparations passed. That's why they keep gaslighting it. That's why they throw shade on us and even use tethers and coons to do the same, because these tethers feel the same way and these coons are afraid of it.
Now, don't be afraid and everything.
Folks, mental illness is a real thing. Mental illness, untreated mental illness is a problem in the world today.
You hear him in the background?
Really is. So, somebody has let their drug-addled nephew loose on a phone somewhere. So,
Go ahead and throw the dirt, Jason. Go ahead and throw the dirt. I'll take all the dirt. Okay?
by all means,
Humility
continue.
comes before honor, people. Because black people don't have any unforgiveness.
That was weird. He said something like black people don't have any forgiveness, and it kind of sounded like he was being sarcastic. In other words, another thing that they don't like is the unforgiving Negro. The one that won't say, I forgive you for murdering us. I forget, like when we seen that Botham Jean situation in Dallas. And he was, we forgive you. And all these other forgiving Negroes who are forgiving people who didn't even ask for forgiveness after they murdered their family. They like that. That's why they'll loop that. They don't like the fact that some of us like, forgiveness for what? Atone. See, reparations is true atonement. It's material. It's not just some superficial, we're sorry. Nah, it's changed behavior. It's, hey, we're gonna compensate you what is yours so that you can build a future for your own legacy, for your own generations to come.
Are you done playing with your toys?
You were saying?
Are you done playing with your toys, Jason?
You were saying?
Are you done playing with your toys, Jason?
Last time, sir, what were you saying?
Last time I asked these nuts, nigger.
Listen. You definitely what I don't want y'all to do. Whenever I don't care if you're in person. I mean, if you're in person, yeah, you can, you know what I'm saying, take off on them for that kind of shit. But especially when you're engaging them on any type of social media platforms, Do not let them get at you in a way that throws you off of your game. So, because understand something, when they have to resort to the "fuck you, nigger," what that means is they lost. What that means is they have no power. They're powerless at that point. When they resort to that, they're trying to throw you off your game because they know they have no power. You know why? Let me give you an example. Let's think about George Bush, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, any powerful person that we know is racist, Elon Musk, whatever. They would never resort to that kind of language and racial slurs. Not that they don't feel that way, not that they have love for us, but they don't, because they can actually do things that can really be detrimental, and they don't have to use those slurs. I have no doubt in my mind that Bill Clinton is very racist, but when he was running for president, he was kissing black babies, playing the saxophone on Arsenio Hall. He's not, "you black mother," but when he got into power, Joe Biden the same way, created laws that targeted us. That really was able to do harm. See, this dude doesn't have that ability, so he has to resort to, let's go back, let's run it back.
Are you done?
Please
Humility
continue.
comes before honor, people, because black people don't have any unforgiveness. Are you done playing with your toys?
You were saying?
Are you done playing with your toys, Jason?
You were saying?
Are you done playing with your toys, Jason?
Last time, sir, what were you saying?
Last time I asked these nuts, nigger.
Yeah. That's kind of like, if you've ever been in an argument with your woman and you're just remaining calm, and it just makes her that much more upset. And I say that because they're bitches. I know all women ain't bitch. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying these motherfuckers are bitch made. So that is the only thing they have. And the fact that it just rolls right off our back at this point, because I really don't care. We really don't care how you feel at this point. We don't care about your insults. That means nothing. That means just as little as your promises or your apologies. At this point, it's tangibles. Why would I care about the racist white dude pumping my gas and what he feels he's working for me at this point? He has no power over where I live, how much I can make. No, our sights are on bigger things. Meaning that we have to fight bigger devils than these little nothing trash. And that's why they're upset. Actually, the most dangerous physically, the ones that you have to really contest with are the poor white trash. Because they're the ones that was told that they're better than us as a way for them to be neutralized by their masters and their handlers. So when it comes to physical confrontation or engaging, yes, they're the ones that's going to come like this with the rah-rah. But that's really nothing. Because we have a battle that we have to fight on bigger levels for bigger prizes. You dig?
Are you done playing with your toy?
Big man.
Okay. Well, certainly, like I say, the meth, they're lacing the meth with talcum powder and foot powder, and it's right now, y'all got to understand, since the pandemic, the drugs are all messed up now. They mixing H in it and the fentanyl, just the drugs are all mixed up, man. It's messed up right now. Folks can't get the stuff they used to get. They can't really get that. So now they're just having to get by however they get by. They're having to sit up here and make it happen however they can make it happen. That's all they can do. They just got to grab whatever in the world, Sherry, the local meth plug, they got to just take whatever she can give. They got to just take whatever she gives.
Let's move it up a little bit.
So just saying, maybe one of my very upset and very, very angry. Y'all, do you see he went nuts tonight? You do understand he could actually be prosecuted. He went nuts tonight. He's like, how dare you say that you understand that reconciliation is not action? How dare you say that? How dare you say that? How dare you all sit here and talk about real, concrete, actionable things?
Exactly. Exactly. And that's exactly what's stirring them up. And as they get stirred up, remember, unfortunately, we have those who have been activated by osmosis, right? Coon chips activated, going berserk. So just like those house Negroes who would get mad for Master and want to attack us, it's happening right now too. So that's how come you have people like the next, we're gonna go ahead and shift gears to Taharka. Because the same way that these cats are mad, well, their coons are mad too. Their lapdogs are upset too. Because the audacity of us actually doing tangible things. So they have to attack it. And they're going to attack it in ways that this cat can attack it just by this trolling, right? Which is really nothing. The mainstream, they'll throw some shade here and there, but they don't want to give it too much visibility because it's organically grown enough anyway. And remember, something else that I said is that no matter what they say, it doesn't make sense. Remember, it's just an agenda. They don't really have any concrete arguments or any real debate points against what we're doing. This is why they're not going to actually have a grassroots, somebody who could really articulate our points. They're not going to bring those kind of people on TV to have a debate for the world to see. They'll bring some of their controlled ops that they know is only going to say what they will allow them to say, but they're not going to just bring like a Farrakhan. They stopped doing that back in the Malcolm X days because that backfires on them. See, they did that when they still thought that we were so foolish and ignorant that we weren't going to be able to articulate our point. So they would bring Harvard debate students to debate Malcolm X because they knew he only had an 8th grade education. They didn't expect him to be able to hold his own. Muhammad Ali, the same. Farrakhan and Khalid Abdul Muhammad on Donahue in the 80s. After that, they're like, it's a wrap. We can't really bring any real ones on. So since then, they don't. Because they don't really have any true arguments against what we can bring forth of what's owed to us and the hypocrisy. So at this point, it's only cats like this and then cats that look like us that could be used against us. So the sooner we identify and understand how to maneuver and meet it head on, we neutralize that, get them out the way, and we continue with our movement.
You know that you are attacking white supremacy at its core when that happens. So hopefully somebody finds his number and put.
Yes, attacking white supremacy at the core. Now let me that brings me to this point right here. Let's go ahead and pivot to this clown ass Negro. Right? It's time. I know a lot of y'all love this. This is what y'all really actually come for a lot of times. And I'm gonna give it to you though. Because remember, look at this. This is Morris Road TV's Taharka Bey. I showed you this before, right? Look at that at the top. What does it say? White supremacy is not our biggest threat, nor is Tethers. Regardless of what Tariq Nasheed or FBA. Now remember, he, like I said, when he attacks one individual. It's really attack on the group. This was the mission from the get-go. This was the mission from the get-go, and it always has been for this cat. So he's saying that's not our biggest threat. The biggest threat is the gullible black class. Now what he's referring to as gullible are those of us who go along with the idea that yes, we need reparations, that yes, we need to identify ourselves lineage based. Right? But it gets worse though. Check this out. This is also something that he does. You know, this is pretty much part of his repertoire. Look at this here. The gullible black class is responsible for slavery and white supremacy. What the fuck? I know. The gullible black class, quote unquote, is responsible for slavery and white supremacy. In other words, there wouldn't be white supremacy or slavery if it wasn't for us. Us gullible black class, that is the reason why slavery and white supremacy happened and exists. Then he has a picture of the KKK. It's not because, you know, some people have a fucked up mental state where they can justify mass murder, genocide, slavery, torture, exploitation of the globe, of the world. That's not they're not responsible for it. We are, is what he's saying. Remember when I showed you that clip of him basically saying we should sympathize with what they had to go through to enslave us? We're not taking in account for, you know, the ships that were sunk when we were rebelling. So here's what's beautiful about it, though, is that these cats are showing themselves. They're showing themselves for who they are. And they're not just showing themselves. Everybody who gravitates towards them, we can at least put them all in a category and isolate them and at least know, like, those are not our type. So that way they can't double back and try to associate with us and sabotage what we're doing. They're making themselves known. The line is being drawn. Imagine in 2023, you have a Negro who will tell you white supremacy is not a problem. Blacks are responsible for slavery and white supremacy. Imagine that. You know, I've raised the question before, especially like when you know, since we have so many people that claim I would have been down with Malcolm X. I would have been down with you would have been down with all these freedom fighters in the past, but what are you doing now? You'll know what you would be doing now by what you would have been doing then by what you're doing now. So if right now you're scapegoating white supremacy and blaming slavery and white supremacy on us, what would you have been doing then? Because if that's the problem, what would you have been doing when our people were fighting in the streets in the 60s behind the Malcolm X's and the Black Panthers and so on and so on? You'd have been trying to tell our people, no, you leave those good white folks alone. It's our fault. Times may change, but your spirit didn't. We are not our ancestors. That's that type of talk. We are not our ancestors. Then who were your ancestors then? Because I am my ancestors. Of the warrior fighting class. Then and now. So you wouldn't have had no parts of that. You wouldn't have wanted to smoke. You would have been the ones that were saying you're making it bad for us good niggas. That would have been y'all. Not y'all, but you know, the same ones that are blaming the black class for slavery and white supremacy. The same one that's wearing, check this out, We're going to get to the video in a minute. Body cams. Right? Body cam Negroes. Niggas wearing body cams as they try to go and infiltrate or get surveillance or troll the Hidden History Museum. Wearing body cams. Getting footage. Got himself slapped. But he still ain't showed. Has he even showed? Some of y'all that watch his program, has he even showed that body cam footage that he said he's going to show? Because he was going to prove he didn't really get slapped. He never showed the footage though, did he? So what the hell is the body cam for? Who are you giving the video to? Who are you giving the surveillance and footage that you got to? If you're not showing it, bringing it back for your audience, which is why you said you went out there in the first place. Who was it for? Who was it for? Because we see that, you know what I'm saying, once you got called out by Raheem Shabazz, good brother, then you do what you do and you try to make it seem like, no, it's really a smart thing. You followed up with this shit. Oh, you're a fool if you don't have a body cam. If you claim to be wise and intelligent, this is that reverse psychology. It only works on the small bus patrons. If you're wise and intelligent, you should have a body cam. How many of y'all got body cams? For what reason? We got phones these days. Why would you need a body cam unless you have to secretly get some type of surveillance and footage? For who? I don't know. But like I said, you know what I'm saying? These cats are going to continue to troll us. The trolling is going to happen from these kind of clowns that will call in to the Black Authority, that will call in to Tariq Nasheed, that have called into my programs in the past. But it's also going to come from people like this. This is why, you know, I'm showing you this right here. This is me right here. This dude makes all kinds of thumbnails and memes and stuff using my picture. He's done it several times. Most of the times I find out about it because somebody sends it to me. He's made his little vague threats before. Here's another one. Right? Because that's his job. So this is what he's going to do. He's going to continue to attack what we're doing. If it wasn't making waves, if it wasn't making progress, if it wasn't getting traction, he wouldn't be doing this. They wouldn't be doing this. He's just a foot soldier for them. And he ain't the only one. He's just the one I'm going to, you know, saying keep putting on blast because he, you know, comes at me with the shit. What else I got? Then, of course, you know, let's not fail to mention the fact that even in this one right here, he has Professor James Small. Someone who's been a writer for like longer than we've been alive. So no one's off limits. The target the whole time when he even first asking these questions about FBA and Tariq Nasheed, the target was never just that. It was always us. It was always the new black media. Those of us on the grassroots who are getting things done. He doesn't go after our controlled ops. He doesn't go after the Al Sharptons, the Ben Crumps, the Roland Martins, the more recent Justin Pearsons. He doesn't go after them. Those are the ones that have been checkmarked by our enemies. So he leaves them alone. He doesn't even go after those who are actually creating havoc in our communities and destroying our communities. He doesn't go after them. He don't go after the drug dealers. He don't go after the police that kill us. He don't go after, you know, none of those who are really leading us astray. He calls himself a wannabe rapper, but he doesn't even go after the rappers that are just pushing drugs and poison and, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I ain't got no problem with gangster rap, none of that. I love it. I'm just saying, if you're coming with the moral standing that he's trying to come with, it would seem like he would have other people that have been more detrimental that he would want to attack or highlight or expose, but he doesn't. He's only going after those who are actually doing positive things. So even as he attacks the Hidden History Museum, it's a scam. It's just a rinky-dink museum / club. All these things he's saying. You're being ripped off. He's saying things that those who supported it aren't saying. Matter of fact, the only people coming against it are those who didn't support it in the first place. That's just weird. But he's not saying nothing about the billions of dollars that these churches are taking every week, and they're not doing nothing with it. He's not saying nothing about the billions that go into these Asian nail shops and they're beating our sisters' asses. Matter of fact, that was something I was going to go into. That was really a video I planned on doing, showing you that some of these sisters that went into these nail shops, they go in there with that Google Translate, and they hear what these Asian cats are saying, and it's ridiculously disrespectful. But I'm saying he's not going after things that are really detrimental to us as a people. He's only attacking a grassroots movement that is supported and beloved by the people, that is actually gaining traction. Now let's go ahead and get into this video that I made. It's about a year old now. We're going to revisit this. Let me set it up for you. So when I first started going heavy on exposing this bastard, I brought forth paperwork that some people sent me that was dug up by an actual attorney, a law firm. And so I brought out the sex offense stuff, the women beating, child abusing, all that kind of stuff. And he tiptoed around it for the most part. Now he has to speak about it more openly because people with bigger platforms have also exposed it. But during that time, I would tell people, like, look, when you see him going live, go over there and give him the business. Give him smoke on his own channel, because what he'll do, he'll erase your comments if you say anything that's contrary to what he wants to say. Back then, he didn't have as much as a mechanism to do so, but he would still do it. But at this particular time, I told people, hey, go over there to his channel and make him answer to these things. So they did. He did a show called I Want All the Smoke, this and that. And this is part of that smoke. And he got a lot of smoke on that show. So I want to say shout out to everybody that, went over there and gave him the smoke. And this is basically what happened. I'm going to show you a little bit of this. There we go. Check this out.
Niggas in LA, show your paperwork to the people.
Now this is, see, he's getting smoke on his own channel. So those who are probably watching this channel, make sure you keep doing this. Like I said before, keep doing this. Give him the smoke. Challenge him. Bombard him with so much that he can't erase it all and block it all. And he has to respond to something. Because you see how rattled he gets. Watch how rattled he gets now. So this is Negus in LA. Show your paperwork to the people. He's saying, you know what paperwork he's talking about. He's talking about this paperwork amongst others. He's saying show. So this video I did was back in, I want to say April last year. Right? But to the people, which is fair for someone who's quick to show other people's paperwork or make allegations against other people. For someone who's made a platform criticizing organizations and individuals that he doesn't like who are actually doing work. Now, are there some scams and things that were going on in the community that is fair to address? Yes, absolutely. But a lot of the people that he attacked were undeserving of those attacks and were legitimate, and that he didn't have any information. He's never provided any kind of proof to anything he said, from people being agents to having ill intent. His opinion. But the difference is, so people want the paperwork. Here's the response. Check this out.
I say hit the link, come on, and show me what you got.
Watch how frustrated and aggravated he gets.
Then we compare what we got. Let's go. Here's your chance. Come on, turn your camera on, niggas in LA. You come on right now. Show me what you got.
He's getting more
and
more.
I'm gonna show you what I got.
Look it up. He's rapping.
Turn your camera on. Show me what you got.
Frustrated.
And explain to me what you got. Come on, you ready? Niggas in LA.
Niggas
Show me what
now.
you got. Hit the link.
Look
Come
at
on. Come on.
You notice the similarity between the dude that just called into the Black Authorities channel and him? You notice how they're getting so rattled, that rattleness. Now he wants to use these racial slurs. This is a dude who says he never cusses. He doesn't use that type of language, but now he's so rattled. Why? Because somebody's telling him to show the paperwork. Now, when I first brought this paperwork out, he said that the paperwork was doctored. It wasn't real. He said that I manipulated it, did some photoshopping, and that's how, saying he has the Y under sex offender. Then he changed the story to, well, we just don't know what that Y really means. He said he was going to actually do a show explaining all this. He never did it. To this day, it's been over a year. So then people were asking him to show the paperwork. This is how he got. See how agitated he got. Compare that to the clip I just showed you from TBA of the white dude that calling in and then all of a sudden, nigger, la, 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 la. Yes. Because they don't really have any standing. They don't really have any points to make, so they get frustrated. They can't deal with real-time conversation and debate. Only when they can control the narrative. So look how this dude spazzes out.
A tough guy.
Look at him.
You're the tough guy.
Ooh, wow.
Come on, tough guy.
Oh,
come on.
This dude is
I
like,
told
look
you.
at him.
What did I tell y'all on what I put out there today? What did I tell out there? What the preview?
So he's mad because people want to see the paperwork. So he's saying that you have to bring the paperwork. He has the paperwork. Everyone knows what paperwork he's talking about. But he's trying to set the bar and the standard into which it will eliminate as many people as possible, because he knows not everyone has downloaded or received that paperwork. But he knows what paperwork is being spoken upon. And somebody is going to come in the live stream in a minute. But look how rattled he is. Look how upset he is that people are demanding answers to who he is. The answers that he said he was going to give.
You up and out. Back and ready for whatever. Back and ready for whatever. Ain't that what I say? Ain't that what I say?
Ready for whatever, except for
that
smoke.
Bring the smoke.
He wants to smoke,
Back
right?
and ready for whatever.
Check this
Don't
out.
come in the chat if you ain't ready to turn the camera on. Show me what you got. If you can't turn your camera on and show me what you got, then shut up.
Wow. You hear this dude, though? Is it pretty similar, right? Agitation. No self-control. Cannot stand to get blasted and called out. Especially on his own platform.
I said it. I said it. The People's Grand Sheik said, if you can't
This
come
is lame.
in
This is
and
actually
turn your
embarrassing.
camera on, show me what you got, then shut up. How about that? Is that fair?
I feel like I'm lowering
Is that
myself
fair?
every time I do this.
Huh? Is that fair?
This
Come
guy's a
in,
clown.
Turn your camera on, screen share, show me what you got, explain it to the people, and let's talk. Chump. Any of you chumps. That's right.
See? It comes to name calling, degrading, minimizing people. People just want the paperwork. They just want you to do what you said you was going to do. Look how upset. Yeah, so this was at a time where he actually told everybody that he's going to, explain the paperwork. He changed his mind, though. So he's upset that people are actually telling him, hey, you're going to do what you said you're going to do. Because what can he really say? Nothing. Let this do this. Now he has to call you name. They know it's a rap.
Come on. Turn your camera on, screen share, show me what you got, explain it to the people, and then I explain what I got. If you can't do that, keep it moving.
What real men do is what they say they're going to do. So there's allegations, not even allegations, evidence being brought forth. Listen. Showing that you aren't who you act like you are, or that you are not in a position of any type of leadership. Assaults on the record is fair. It's fair to know this from somebody who said they'll tell you the truth. Anyone who knows this stuff that would where Where we know where y'all Negroes was at.
Hit the thumbs up for these lanes.
You see how he snaps that neck?
I'm gonna take a kombucha.
See how angry he got?
Kombucha break. I'm gonna take a kombucha break. Show me what you got. Come on. Let's go, Ricky.
Okay, so look, so he told somebody to come in, right? He's telling people like, hey, come in. Come and show your face and you know, say what you gotta say. Here's what happens when he did that, when somebody actually came in. This is Ricky Kelly. Ricky Kelly's a filmmaker, good brother. He made a film called Black Week, White Week. It's about a biker thing that just actually happened like last week in Myrtle Beach, Virginia, I want to say. It's like 1 week a black biker group will come, the next week a white one. He just showed the difference between how the police handle it, blah, blah, blah. He's made a couple little he's made a couple documentaries. He's a good dude. He supports the channel, and he makes good films. So here's what happens when he tapped in. Now, at first, Taharka didn't know that Ricky was coming with the smoke. So he was happy to see him because he knows who he is. It kind of changed. There we go.
What's up, my brother?
You're not my brother.
Okay, show me
Smoke.
what you got,
See,
brother.
you see that? See, as soon as he said you're not my brother, you see how angry he got? See, now he has his hand on the clicker, right on the button to kick him out this stream. This is smoke.
Facts.
His own show. Yes. He's getting smoke on his own channel. So, like, after this, he became very, he became more scrutinizing on who he lets on his show and what he allows to be in the chat. He will erase your chat and tell his mods to erase chat. That's how come, like, if you did ever watch his video and you looked at the end and you seen the video, the chat or even like the comments on the replay, is only support. If you say anything contrary to what he wants you to say, he's erasing it. If you ask him any serious questions, he's erasing it and getting you out of there. Because like I said before, the narrative has to be controlled. It's similar to how you'll never see an opposing view to this rainbow community or to anything else that would be propaganda. You can't say anything contrary to the small hats, to the rainbow crew, to anything that is deemed an agenda. That's how you know it's an agenda. When you can't have a real debate or argument, I'm talking about like when it comes to mainstream. When there's no debate allowed, no contrary points allowed, that's when you know it's agenda. Same thing with clowns like this. That's the difference between new black media and these clowns and mainstream media. Mainstream media, they're not really having anything unless it's controlled opposition to have a debate. People are done and sick with this dude. This is what you could expect. You can try to make all the alliances you want. You don't need smoke with me. You need to, you know what I'm saying? You got smoke on your own channel to deal with. I'm pretty sure in your own household. Definitely in your own city. Nobody fucks with you. Been destroyed by some graveyard channels. We are your graveyard channels is what he would refer to me and Onslaught Multimedia 2 and Exposing Taharka Bey and others that were exposing him around this time. He would refer to us as graveyard channels, meaning that, hey, we don't get that many views, we don't have that many subscribers, so he doesn't really have to respond. Fuck it, nobody's really gonna see it. So that's why he didn't really address the sex offender thing until we got the message to Sonetta and he picked it up and started putting it out. Then he erased it because he got scared or whatever. And then when Tariq Nasheed got a hold of it, when he started smoke with Tariq Nasheed and he got a hold of it, all of a sudden now he has to continue to talk about it and deny that it is what it is. But at this point in time, he really wasn't with that. We're masters, man. We are your masters. And the reason I say that we are his masters is because somebody actually, I don't think it was on this particular show, told him that we're his masters. Because, you know, he was like going in like every day he was addressing us. Like I said, he was making all these different memes about me. He was threatening me. He took a picture from my Facebook and basically posed like I was posing with the Texas flag behind me. But he did it for him and he put something on there, like some caption. I've showed it before where he was like, you better hope we never meet. And, you know, saying like just little stuff like that. But as we know, he's a bitch ass nigga. If he gets slapped, he's running. So, of course, he doesn't really want the smoke. That's why I'm not even going to address it like that. Like, if we were fortunate enough to meet each other's company, whatever. But, you know, we know that a nigga that will get slapped like a bitch and run, it's not even worth me even having make any kind of back and forth threats and all that shit. So it's not even that serious to me. But don't start talking that hot shit. Don't start talking that hot shit. It's not even smart. It's not wise. It's not cool. Don't start talking that hot shit, man. For real. Yeah, it's not going to be beneficial. That's for certain.
Your paperwork.
I said, show me what you got. Don't talk to me.
No, don't do
Show me
that.
what you got.
Let's not do that.
Is you gonna show me what you got? Yes or no?
I'm about to ask you to show your paperwork
I
for
said,
beating 3 women half near to death.
Show me what you got, or I'm gonna kick you out. You got it?
He's
That's
quick
not
to
fair.
kick him out.
What
Shut
do
up.
you-
Look at that. Look at he don't want to hear it.
Show me.
Look at that. I mean, that's a fair question. He said, but see, that's what you could expect from these cats, right? He has a show saying he's ready for whatever. Let me show you what I got, what I discovered. So when people are like, okay, we'll show it. Show that paperwork. Well, let's see it. Explain it. Tell us what it is. That's what he does. Exit stage left, kick you out real quick. And then he reversed it to you show me what you got. In other words, he doesn't want to bring up anything just in case, because it's like, I'm gonna use an analogy again. It's like a bitch who's lying and cheating, and you call her out on something, or you know, saying well, what do you have? Prove it. Because, you know, they don't want to say something just in case what they say wasn't what you were talking about. Same kind of concept. That's, you know, bitch niggas operate like bitches. It's just what it is. So that's basically what he's doing here, right? He has the paperwork, right? The same paperwork that he said was doctored, he has that exact stuff because he showed it on accident on his live stream. He knows what paperwork people are talking about, but he's saying that they have to come there and show it to him rather than him just explaining what it is. And that he's gonna have the book coming out. He's gonna, you know what I'm saying? He's not ashamed of it. It was just, you know, because he said boo, no big deal. He's gonna explain these things as part of his past that, hey, makes him even that much greater that he found the knowledge of Noble Drew Ali. Why are you frustrated that people are asking this stuff? Because a lot of people didn't know this stuff. So be a man. Let them know, hey, whoop-de-whoop. Instead, you get frustrated and you kick them off the stream. So on one hand, he's telling people to come on the show. Do you think he's going to allow somebody to really share screen all the documents? And he's really going to calmly be able to have a discussion and explain anything? Things that he could already explain because he has the paperwork. He has the documents. He said he was saying anything contrary to what he's saying. Ask him questions on his platform. So much that he can't ignore him like he typically does. He would have his moderators. They wouldn't even let these messages in. But so many people now are getting at him, bringing him that smoke. He's starting to lose it. He's starting to unravel.
What you got? Show me what you got. Want to get up here and talk? Want to be famous?
Now he's going to start. Now check this out. Of course, he's going to start degrading him now.
Don't come up here and ask me nothing.
Well, that's
You
nothing.
making the accusation. Now show me what you got. Oh, all right. And other than that, we gonna move on. Come up here. You beat 3 women and man, go back and don't eat them pig feet and hug malls and chitlins, man. We over here handling business. We talk about something positive. Know what I mean? We talking about something positive over here.
Talking about positive. You said you're ready for whatever, though. That's the name of the show. Okay,
I
so
want
here's
you to
Cosmos
come on
Connected.
the
See, these
show.
are all different people. Now check this out. So this is what he's talking about. He's talking about the yes on the paperwork. That's what this person wants to know. He wants you to explain this. Explain it. Why is your name on this? That's what they want to know. That's a fair question.
You explain it.
But he wants.
You come.
Look at it. How do you see the level? Shout out to Cosmos Connected too, by the way. Of chicanery going on here. Somebody's asking, hey, can you explain why the wise on paper? He said he was going to do that. He said it was doctored at first, We just didn't know how to read and comprehend. So why wouldn't you take this opportunity to break this down to the people? You said you would. You pulled the paperwork yourself. And since you pulled it, you've made videos about everything except what you said you were going to do. So, hey, check this out. So if you're watching this right now, when this cat goes live, do the same thing. Pull up on him and make him answer to these things. Now, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get erased. You're going to get blocked. He's going to take down the things. But if enough of you do it, it will get through, just like right here. So do that. Give him the smoke. Now, what he might do is he'll change his settings, right, to where you have to be subscribed in order to comment on the live chat. Because like I said, when you're on fuckery, you have to control the narrative. You have to control and monitor what people are saying, because you're afraid they're going to say some shit that will expose you. But breach through that defense and make him answer to this shit. Explain this. So, but this is the response. This is Scammer. Scammer Bay here.
Come on the show. Come on the show.
So he can kick you off like last
I
dude.
need to make somebody look like a fool. Come on the show. Get the paperwork. Come on the show and show your face, and we'll go from there.
Why do you need the face so bad? Why do you need the face?
Watch how I show this thing. Watch how I show you how it's
He's
done.
capping.
Family, take notes.
This type of allegation, and he does everything except. What's going on right now in the Moorish community? Huh? A nigga gets aired. None of this is suspect. And then people who back him are also sex offenders. And the person who he's not going against anymore, Polite, with the allegations he has, but he's shutting the fuck up for some reason. I think it's because Polite also has this information, and he's probably using it as leverage for him to shut the fuck up. Or maybe just two birds of a feather. Maybe they were cool the whole time. Yeah, so the reference there is because he raised the money for a van. I think he raised like 6 G's for a van that he said he was going to use to cover the Brother Polite trial. For those who don't know, Brother Polite has been charged with, sexual misconduct with a underage girl at a hotel in Florida. And Tarka Bay said that he was going to cover that. He raised money to say, hey, I'm going to buy a van. I'm going to go there and I'm going to cover the trial. He raised the money, never covered the trial. He made an excuse why he can't go out there, and he hasn't spoke on it since, which is weird considering the kind of people that he goes against, right? And it's also coincidental that after this stuff came out about him, all of a sudden he fell back from covering that trial with Brother Polite. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the status of what Polite, if he did or not. I don't know. I ain't even really been trying to pay attention to that. I'm just saying it's interesting that this dude hasn't been airing him out as much as he's airing out people for a lot less. He's airing out Napa, Sanetta's wife, just because she's an Israelite who happened to have some risque photos and videos that she sent to a person of interest at the time. Just because she's such a hypocrite because she's an Israelite, and how dare her also be a human being and a woman with sexual desires without permission, by the way, when those photos and videos weren't meant for everyone. So you intercepted or hacked some information and used them for revenge and exploitation sexually, which is revenge porn by definition. Yeah, so in case y'all don't know, for some of you already know, but yeah, he started a website so that he could use Sanetta's wife's lewd pictures and videos, pictures that she sent to somebody who she was with at the time, that when they got mad, they put them out there and they sent some to him. And then he took those and put them on a website that he charged people to view them, just so he could slander her. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because by definition, that is revenge porn, which is a sex crime. Of course, this is not the sex crime that put him on the registry in 2016. It just shows the pattern that even to this day, he's participating in a sex crime called revenge porn, which is a felony. So it's not, you know what I mean? Like, he has a pattern of doing these kind of things. He's participating currently in these kind of things. So you shouldn't be surprised. Like, all these things aren't just coincidences. You know what I'm saying? Like, one time, 2 times, 3 times. Nah. It's a pattern at this point. So yes, people want to know, with that kind of stuff going on, it's easy to conclude that, yeah, hey, that is a little bit okay. And you're a registered sex offender because you're doing sex offense right now on your website. But your response is this:
no explanation. You see my face? You see my face?
He said he wants to smoke onto the alley.
You feel what I'm saying?
Somebody else getting at him. Eagle Eye.
But you
shout out to Eagle Eye.
You see this?
He says, but you said you would show it soon as you got it. As a man, you shouldn't be trying to deflect this. It shows that there's something extra. Shaking my head, but whatever. Peace and love. Watch the response to this.
Show it as soon as you got it.
Another suspect response.
To show that there's something extra. Shake my head, but whatever. Peace and love. No. Let me explain.
No, he's gonna put on Noble Drew Ali. Check this out.
In the teachings of Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
Oh my God. Oh God. This is, look, the only time he invokes Noble Drew Ali's name is when he's trying to dismiss or justify his fuckery. He's using Noble Drew Ali and more science to shield his dirty religion. He never teaches this stuff. And when he tries, nobody wants to hear it. He wants to evoke the names when he's trying to evade accountability. That's sad. That really is. But listen to his response.
Quote, a wise man changes his mind often. A fool is obstinate. He knows.
I don't know. I've never read any Noble Drew Ali material. I'm going to give benefit of the doubt to the Moore Science Temple, to the real Moors, and to Noble Drew Ali. Yeah, so you can watch that video in its entirety on your own. But, you know, I'm just basically showing you the hypocrisy and the similarities between those white supremacists, suspected white supremacists that troll different new black media channels. My channel's been trolled. Black I Stand Radio's been trolled. Like, a matter of fact, I'll show you. Maybe I'll upload this video I did, or from a segment of Black I Stand Radio where like 3 or 4 callers in a row just called in, white dudes just trolling, just, you know what I'm saying? Some of them were trying to be funny. Some of them were just straight up, you know, belligerent with it. Just to show you, because this is going to happen. If you have a platform, if you haven't been trolled or attacked yet, you will. You know what I'm saying? Believe me, you will. It doesn't matter how big the platform is. They will find you and troll it and try to bring hate and derail the conversation. And then on the same note, we have people that look like us who they'll even go further. They'll just make a whole platform to do it. And their actions are similar. And one thing that's also similar is this kind of stuff. Because a lot of these white supremacists, they'll come and they'll deny white supremacy exists. There's no real such thing as it. Well, what he'll say is that we're the ones responsible for slavery and white supremacy. Right? So he's upset with people because they're doing tangible things. See, we're collectively doing tangible things. That is a threat to the status quo. See, if this Hidden History Museum was sponsored by the city of, or by this particular white organization that, you know, graciously donated the money to operate it. Of course, they'd also want control for doing that. He wouldn't have a problem with it. Because this was something that the grassroots collectively came together and put together. And let that be a lesson. Let that be an example. I don't care what you think about Brother Tariq or the Hidden History Museum. Understand what happened. What happened is a call made out to, hey, let's secure a building in a place that is being gentrified, something that we can have a stronghold on, and we could preserve our history, tell our own narrative, teach our own history. So people collectively put forth to make that happen. And it happened relatively quickly. So the next comes the undermining. First it was, it's never going to happen. Oh, you'll never get it off. Then it gets off. It's not big enough. It's not grand enough. It's not a real museum. Oh, why is he having comedy shows there? Oh, why is, you know what I'm saying? It's never going to be enough. The goalpost is always going to be moved. But the idea is, look, if that happened, right? And the only people that's upset about it are people who didn't even support it, which is weird. But that was an example, because that shows, look, collectively, we can make these kind of things pop off all over. See, collectively, it won't hurt any of our pockets individually for us to all put up 5, 10, 20, 50, $100 for things like this. It doesn't have to be this, but it could be other things in different communities that's needed, which collectively, when we all put forth, it's only a little bit that we're putting together individually, but collectively, it can get a lot of things done. And that's a concept that has always been attacked. Why do you think Black Wall Street was attacked? Why do you think the dozens and dozens and scores of cities that we built were attacked? Because it was an example of independence. It was an example of us not needing them to do things. Right? And then meanwhile, let's check out this cat. Let's see what he has going on. Let's see what these clowns that attack us have going on. This is what this dude has to show for the donations that he picks up, right? Okay, on Mother's Day, after, like I showed you before, after making a call to, hey, I need some donations and I'm going to hand out some roses on Mother's Day. This is him doing community work. And there's nothing wrong with handing out roses to mothers on Mother's Day. That's cool. But I'm saying, like, he raised money from his audience to do something trivial, like hand out some cheap flowers. Good. I mean, sentiment's cool. I'm sure the women appreciated it. But that's the extent of his work. Besides the hating. But when people are doing real tangible things that's going to affect the community for generations, he attacks it. That's the point. And then, of course, he has to show pictures of any kind of good deeds that he does. Right? One of those kind of clowns. Yeah, I'm going to do some good in the community, but first I need you guys to give me money to do it, and then I'm going to put it on blast as if I have receipts for doing things. That's like somebody who will go and feed, homeless people, but they'll make sure they have to put it on camera so everyone can see, look at me, I'm doing something good, you guys, look at this. Now, I can only do it if you give me money to do it, and then I'm going to show it. That's not real grassroots. That's not real sincere efforts to make a positive change in the community. That's propaganda, is what that is. And that's the best thing he could even come up to do. Because he damn sure can't, coordinate and do things in collaboration with other organizations where he's at, because nobody fucks with him where he's at. And he's in Baltimore, where there's plenty of organizations out there that if he was serious and had any kind of credibility or any respect, he would be able to collaborate with to do some real things. Hell, he won't even tell you of any organizations that are worth supporting. He don't even have anything good to say about any organization where he's at or anywhere over the country. You listen, watching his program or his show, that's what it is, you would think there is nobody across the whole United States of America worthy of supporting or that's doing good work in the community. That's the difference. Because when you see real cats grassroots, there's always other grassroots organizers that can collaborate and that know of each other. All the work I did in the community, I never did it by myself. I never did it with just my organization. We always collaborated with other organizations. When we got that law passed, I didn't head that, saying that was not this time. I just assisted. I just did my part along with dozens of other grassroots activists and organizations in the community. And this is why I say, hey, criticism is nothing without contribution. Because when you're really doing things on a grassroots level and you're really out there hustling every day to get things done, even people who you don't like personally, if they're sincerely doing the work, you have no choice but to collabo with them. You have no choice but to respect them, even if you don't like them. I've done work with people who I didn't like. Maybe I couldn't even stand them. But maybe we had personal rifts. Dude's trying to get at my baby's mom and shit. It was like, okay. But we had to have a sit down, man to man, and be like, look, no matter how we feel about each other, there's not enough of us doing this kind of work for us to be beefing. That's why you always, you could always identify those who really contribute, because they have to have a respect and they salute each other. We don't care about personalities, about how you feel. And the same thing goes with those who critique those who have bigger names, like the Farrakhan's or whatnot. Like, okay, you don't like him because of this and that, but what is he doing? Can you match that? Who are you to critique when you can't match what they're doing? Who are you to critique this person for what they're not doing if you're not going to try to fill in that gap? That's the point. See what else this little bitch ass nigga got. Let's see. I'm gonna see if maybe I could find that one picture I was telling you about where he was trying to troll me and shit. You know what I'm saying? But all you see is an obsession to go against everything we're doing. Look at, like I said, this was never just about Tyreek. He wants to go against everybody. Anybody that our people respect on a grassroots level, he's going against. He's not going against the obvious race traders and simps that they put out in front of us on the mainstream. He ain't going against the politicians who've been just running their mouth for the past 30, 40 years. No smoke for them. Undermining the Hidden History Museum. Corey Holcomb. Let me see, man. There's me on another one that he had. Anyway, I don't want to make this too long. I know I always say that though, but I'm just saying, just understand. You know what I'm saying? This is how these cats do. Another thing that they do is they like to duplicate what we're doing. Right? Look at this little salacious ass pose. What kind of Negro? Look at this, man. If that don't look sassy, tell me that don't look zesty right there. What nigga poses like that on a? Come on, man. He looks like a crackhead. He looks like a gay crackhead. The fuck? Come on, man. Who does that? Listen. Let's not forget the person who made him Grand Sheik was kicked out of the Moorish Science Temple because he got caught with an underage little boy in his drawers. That's the person who made him a Grand Sheik. No cap. And someone who did time with him said that he was having sex in jail and not with women. Just saying. Let me look at this picture. You know what I'm saying? Is it hard to believe that this dude? Yeah, okay. Let's see what else we got, man. This dude is incredible. The only thing is, I'm glad that this dude is exposing himself and those who support him. Okay, so that's him. Like I said, they like the mock, right? So I made that video called Short Bus Shepherd about him and his followers. So bam, he hits it back. That's what they do. That's what he does. The same way that they hijack the woke movement. See, that's what they do. They hijack what we're doing, what we're saying, as if they're the originators. You know, Elvis Presley, same shit. We called him out for being an informant, a snitch, agent. So of course now he attacks the same way. So anyway. Hold up. Anyway, y'all, let me get up out of here. Let's get that out of here. Let's do it like that. Anyway, y'all, I'm just showing you guys the way, you know what I'm saying, the attack is coming. It's coming from all kind of angles. It ain't just coming from white folks. It ain't just coming from the media. It ain't just coming from the, you know, these tethers and these clowns that they put in front of us to undermine us, you know, the Roland Martins and whatnot. It's also coming from, dare I say, grassroots platforms that are working against us. But their attacks are very similar to that of mainstream media. The language is very similar to that of mainstream media. And let's get back to this. I want to leave you with this. Where is it at? The audacity of a Negro that will tell you white supremacy is not our biggest threat. What is our biggest threat if it's not that? You're telling me that generations and centuries of being enslaved and the residual from that, the byproduct of that, is not a threat? Police killing us and getting away with it is not a threat? What happened in Buffalo, that's not a threat to us? Because he also blamed that on us, by the way. What happened in what was that, South Carolina? Was it South Carolina? Yeah, at the AME church, which he also blamed on us. Not a threat. What happened in New York a couple weeks ago? Not a threat. The real threat is the gullible black class. That's the threat. Not the gullible black class that's still waiting for a savior to come 2,000 years later. But the gullibles who believe that we should be going for reparations and justice. That's the threat. That is what's responsible, his words, for slavery and white supremacy. So this is why I say it's important to know who's who. Because anyone who would back this kind of shit at this point, you either are a straight up idiot, that's why I call them short bus, or they have to be agents. What else could it be? And a lot of them are tethers who they really don't rock with him. They just don't rock with us. Anyway, let's end it with this. I'm out, man. Thanks for watching, by the way. Subscribe, like, comment, share, do all that good stuff. Give him smoke. Go to his channel, give him smoke. Thanks for rocking with me. I know it's like 1 a.m. where I'm at, so it's probably like 11 on the West Coast, 3 or 2 on the East Coast. I'm gonna leave you with this message. Peace.
We all not gonna be together. This ain't no damn unity party with punks. This ain't no unity party with people who don't want the true liberation of black people. This ain't no unity party with betrayers and snitchers and hypocrites and weak-minded, weak-blooded, spineless black people. This ain't that kind of party. So you take your raggedy ass on home. But those who want liberation, those who want to see black people really free at last, let's unite the like-minded of us. Whether we are Christians or Muslims or nationalists or agnostics or socialists, if we are like-minded on reparations and on justice for our people, we are brothers indeed. But a black face ain't gonna make you no brother today. Go ahead. We tired of these black-faced, white-hearted niggas. Go ahead, say that. Masquerading as though you love your people. We see you.